It certainly is. Red lights are on. They are about to go out. The race getting underway. They do so. We're off and running then, and it's a positive start there by Simon Major in the number 18 set. There's one car already off on the grass, an unforced error that it seems, a little bit further back down the order. And it is Major instantly. Martin Gadsby in the BMW that was qualified by a slightly faster driver from Ian Jones. He's dropped down to third position off the line. Then they're all making their way through Redgate and Hollywood for the first time. So a little bit of settling down of the order to be done in this race. There are 4 different classes in Roadsports. Those classes split on power to weight ratio, and the 5 championship contenders came from 4 different classes, though there's already drivers, as Josh has said, for one of those, which is the Class B front runners, Matthew Tidmarsh and Chris Webber and Janetta. Yeah,
they're a class championship contender, not an overall championship contenders. Out wide there, Ryan Parkin being passed by Giles Kirk, Scott Parkin slowing. Scott Parkin is slowing the Class A championship leader, who was an overall contender. This could have class championship implications as well, because Scott Parkin slowed on the approach towards Coppice Corner. The car is still slow as it comes out of the corner, so this is going to be an early pit visitor, and that is one of our 5 championship contenders out of contention already. There's been drama at McLean's. There's at least one car that needs to recover. There's Mark Burton, another championship contender, gaining positions after a penalty in qualifying. He's made a very good start indeed, gained several positions. More positional changes as Martin Gadsby loses a third place there to Alan Henderson, but it is Simon Major that leads. In second, Paul Simerson, new card to the team this weekend. Porsche Cayman, after the Simon Green Motorsport crew really have struggled with the BMW M4 they've had previously, but this new Porsche going really well for Paul Simerson, the Ferrari challenge racer, who's up in second place. And there, another championship contender, that's Matt Creed in the Renault Clio, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it certainly is. He's in the white and yellow and black car that you can see in shot there. But end of lap 1, it's Simon Major leading by just over 1 second from Paul Simerson in second. Alan Henderson is third, so it's 18.55 and 2, then 1:17. Martin Gadsby is fourth.
No longer.
But not for much longer. Darren Goes has gone through in the 222 car. He's now 4 places from his starting position. Giles Kirk, 211, is in, I think, 6th position. He's about to go 5th. He was the driver on the grass, wasn't he?
Yep.
At the start of the race.
And into the pit lane has come Scott Parkin, so he's out of overall contention, and that could hurt his Class A championship battle too. There's 5 cars that can also win the Class A title, and his closest rival is leading the race. Simon Major coming to this 7 points behind Scott Parkin for the Class A championship, and this could change a lot for the Darkside Developments man.
That's right, so we're working lap 2 of this race. All of the top 10 cars are Class A cars, and then 11th really down to 18th are all Class B cars, so kind of the power to weight ratio split in the classes working out more or less how you'd expect at the moment. Look at how things are going on in the lower classes as well in a moment, because that's also very relevant to the overall championship.
Matt Creed is leading Class C, who has the best points in reality coming to the weekend.
And if he wins Class C, then he will be the champion, I think, won't he?
Yeah, but he's got the longest pit stop penalty of anybody at 25 seconds, so to build that is going to be challenging, and that is because he's won the last 2 races. He won at Silverstone and Snetterton.
So there is the other Darkside Developments Audi going up a position. That is Ryan Parkin in the number 6 car. He's got ahead of Giles Kirk now for 6th.
And on the first lap of the race, the lap record was broken by Simon Major for all of 2.8 seconds before Alan Henderson broke the record. 1 minute 40.304. He's passed Paul Simerson for second.
Okay, he's there in the Lotus, which is often fast but sometimes fragile as well, that Lotus.
That is a car still in contention for all the Class A championship, so they need to get past Simon Major, and particularly with Parkin potentially out of the race, it is not out of the question, although a long way back, that Alan Henderson and Dan Tude could take the Class A title.
And it's 3 cars side by side there, including our Class C championship contenders, Jez Banks and Daniel Perry. In fact, it's just Jez Banks now in that car for this weekend, isn't it? Ollie going solo, so he is involved in the thick of that battle with the likes of Samuel Razul in the number 36 car, the BMW driven by the recently married Sam McKee, who's here watching on at the moment, as is Samuel's wife Chloe watching on as well.
That's 3rd place, Jez Banks has just grabbed, and as you say, he's in the championship contention, as is for his Class C rival Matt Creed. 4 points between the 2 of them coming into this, but Creed leads it and is 4 or 5 seconds ahead at this stage of Jez Banks. A 3rd driver that was side by side in all of that, but passed them both with Sammy Bowler in her Mini. She's in a Class B car. She had progressing through the order. So she's into 22nd place, I think, in all of that. Up across the line, by the way, has come again. Exactly the same thing has happened, actually 3 times. Major set the lap record, Henderson set the lap record, but Paul Simerson has now set the lap record. More championship drama because Martin Gadsby, who was in Class A championship contention, there's so many people who can win championships in this race, he has come into the pit lane. So down the pit lane has come Martin Gadsby, so perhaps something was not right with his car. That's why he was losing positions towards the beginning. But Paul Simerson, 1 minute 39.8, new lap record, that new to the team Porsche, going great guns in the early stage of this race. I understand Simon Green had to go to the continent to get some parts of the car on Thursday, I think, and that could be all good news. There is Dan Jude. He's about to take over one of the championship contending cars. For now, he's trying to sort out the team car, Ben McCauley's Lotus Elise.
Yes, Ben in that number 3 car that runs within Class C in the championship. All not well with that car. 39 minutes of the race to go. There's the 69 class Jordan Newington in his Class B Vauxhall Corsa. Who's he doing battle with there? That was the Martin Gambling Lotus, wasn't it? Number 69.
So in Class C, Matt Creed only leads by 1.4 seconds. He's not able to pull away from the New Zealander Simon Baker, and that could have championship implications with the long pit stop that's to come for Matt Creed. So he's not pulling away. Here they come, actually. Oh, they were coming up the hill. The Class C leaders, Matt Creed ahead of Simon Baker. Simon Baker in one of the Mazda RX-8s on this grid. A rare car really to see out racing. There's a couple on this grid. Particularly rare to see a New Zealander racing in a British racing championship, and he's had a good season. He's been a regular on the Class C podium.
Yeah, and that means he's got 15-second penalties right. Pit stop, whereas Creed has got 25. So it's only 10-second differential between them. So it's not the full 25 seconds that we need to take into account.
Jez Banks got 5, so they could all really merge together after the pit stops. And Sam McKee, Sammy Roskell's car got nothing, so actually they could be in the great contention. But we've still got 8 minutes till that pit window opens and everything changes. There's a car that stopped on the national circuit there and pulled into a time. And the lead of the race is still Simon Major. Oh, Martin Rogers has pulled off in the only relay car in the race. So how does this work here with one car that's pulled out Martin Rogers' Peugeot and Pip Hammond's car in the pit lane?
Yeah, I don't know. Is he allowed to go once the pit lane window opens, possibly? Or is that it? Is that the team out of the race? I'm not quite sure.
Slightly different rules for the Burkett, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is in a couple of weeks' time, where there might be several of these cars competing, I suspect. There's the lead already in traffic, just gone through stop Major. Who is, remember, a Class A championship contender, as is the car behind, Alan Henderson's Lotus. Oh, there's been a big accident for a Janetta. Is that Andrew Cooper's new car?
Just trying to look, it's certainly made contact with the barriers. The marshal heading to the scene.
Cooper's not come through, so I think it might be Andrew Cooper's
safety car is being requested.
Also not come through. Oh, there's a Mini on the national track, so that's probably the other car that I saw off, 65 Daniel Mehmet. But it is Andrew Cooper's new purchase and first race out, I think, today.
Yeah, I think so, and that's a great shame for him. 65 Daniel Mehmet, confirmation. That was him. It looked like Andrew Cooper getting out of his car. That's besides these handful of cars, a couple of back marks in there as well. And you can see they have to park at an angle, 45-degree angle, outside their pit garage. There's now a medical car now heading out onto the circuit. I can see whether that's just to reposition itself, maybe, I don't know. And also out of the pit lane goes the number 60 car, which had gone in for reasons not quite known, which is the Lee Reynolds, Jack Reynolds Honda Civic. So that was a stop outside of the pit window, I think, for them. But yeah, they need to park at 45 degrees after the minute is up, or longer if it's a pit stop penalty. They have to push back out into the pit lane.
The Class D lead has stayed out, Chris Fantana. The safety car is going to be in this time in all of this.
You would have thought so. Right, we've now got that medical car in the middle of the train behind the safety car as well, which is interesting.
Jez Banks, I reckon, is taking the lead of Class C, so this could bring that car back into championship contention. Creed is yet to leave, so I think he's at least 6th. So he's got work to do. He's 7th, possibly. That's my guess at this point. We'll get confirmation into the lap. I think Matt Creed's something like 7th in class, with a lot of work to do, with the really the closest car in the championship leading the way.
Safety car lights are back on, which is reassuring, seeing as the recovery is still yet to be completed. We have got 26 and nearly 27 minutes off this race left to go. And still behind second. Now you've got to think that all of these drivers that didn't pick this time, and included in there is the Class D leading.
Matt Creed needs to get to third for his fastest lap. And we are going racing.
No, we are going racing. That's caught us by surprise. 1 or 2 heading into pit lane, including the Thomas Hiley Mazda MX-5, and there is the race leader. That is Ryan Parkin then. Number 6 the leader. On number 211 Giles Kirk in second. Darren Goes is third and trying to go second on the way into Redgate Corner, but doesn't make that work. And then fourth is Freeman in the 24 car. Chris Freeman in the Honda.
Cooper on my screen, so we'll see what car it actually looks like on the screen.
I think it might be right.
Okay, so new car this weekend for Chris Freeman. So there's our race leader, Ryan Parkin, who's not won a race this season. His brother won at Snetterton. There's been at least one different winner in every race, hasn't there? Simon Majors won twice, but once he did himself, once he did with Alan Blenko.
Yes, that's right.
So there's been at least one different winner in every race this season, and actually it's pretty likely this race is going to be won by someone else.
It looks like that now.
And with Ryan leading, that could really help Scott out in the Class A Championship battle. Scott's not returned to the race, I don't think.
Off goes the 1-2-1 car. That's Josh Johnson, isn't it? That's off the road there in his Volkswagen Golf up at McLean's.
He was third in Class B on the restart.
Was that on his own, or was someone else involved in all of that? So 21.5 minutes to go. Parking the leader.
Matt Creed is 7 seconds behind Jez Banks in Class C on the restart box. There's loads of cars between them.
And 21 minutes of the race to go, so we'll keep an eye on that. Yes, it is a Cooper, isn't it, for Chris Freeman in that 24 car. So in Class A, I think, or in Class B, as shown in the programme. 3 cars side by side there as Simerson goes past 2 of them there.
Creed is in this battle, isn't he, with Sam McKee and Luke Bageman, who's on very, very wide. This was for 4th in Class C. There's one place. Matt Creed hasn't got it yet. But there's a bit of history, isn't there, between Matt Creed and Mazda RX-8s this season, so we would like to make this play safely. He's already passed Gavin Johnson. There's a major that's now Blenko, of course. So Alan Blenko looking to win the Class A title if he can. Simerson 16th. That's an amazing restart, isn't it? Because he was like 30th.
Yeah.
That is an amazing lap from Paul Simerson. How far is he behind the leader?
23.5 seconds behind Ryan Parkin.
Okay, so how high up the order can he get? So Creed is now 7th in Class C. So we've got 2 places on. Oh, so we didn't get past Beardman in the end. The RX-8 stayed ahead. There is Banks. So that's really the championship battle. 7 Banks on your screen now versus 1-2-3 Creed. They are the 2 most likely. Although that man there, Mark Burton, is another contender. He's 5th now, and he was 9th on the restart, so he gained 4 places in Class B, so he's not out of it yet.
Really sort of lottery there in the middle of the race, wasn't it? That safety car and those pit stops really jumbled the order. It's made for quite an exciting second part of this race. We're now baking down to a 20-minute sprint race here. Look at this, there's 6 or 7 cars in that battle.
That's Class C cars
for Class C.
So it's all important, really, from the championship point of view. So this is all for 2nd in Class C, I reckon.
Yeah, and they've all just been passed by Alan Blenko, haven't they, as well, in the Cooper that was leading the race.
So you've got 11, which is Baker, 36 is McKee, 93 is Hayes, and then have you got possibly Creed up next? So he's gained some. Oh no, it's the other clear, isn't it? It's the Heathcote car.
Change for 2nd place there overall. Darren Goes has gone up to 2nd now. Chris Freeman 2nd, and Williams is down to 3rd. Giles Kirk has dropped back down the order to 7th. Lost about 9 seconds on that lap, so maybe a small mistake for Giles Kirk in the layout. Mark
Burton up to 3rd in Class B, so he's gained 6 places in 2 laps. Matt Creed's round the outside of his mate Chris Heathcote. There's his contender up the road, but he doesn't need to get ahead of him, does he? He needs to get close to him. What did I say? 3rd and fastest lap?
I think so, yeah.
He's 6th now, about to go 5th up the inside of Heathcote. I don't think it'll make his life too difficult. And through he goes then. So you've got Jonathan Hayes up next ahead of him. Penalties coming through for the car in 7th place. Giles Kirk has got a 76-second stop-go penalty, I understand.
Okay, and try and figure out why that was. Anything? Oh yeah, not parked at the right angle during his pit stop.
Okay, so he is 7th, Giles Kirk. He was higher up than us earlier though. Matt Creed flashing his lights now at Johnny Hayes. So Matt Creed is going for the championship here. Remember, this is the first year as a championship for Roadsports, and it's been an amazing season with these huge capacity grids really at most rounds. Matt Creed has won 3 times in Class C. He won at Croft, and he won the most 2 recent races at Snetterton and Silverstone. New lap record now to the race leader, Ryan Parkin, 1 minute 39.830. That's 6 tenths underneath the lap record.
Right, news from Matt Suckling, which he did give me some time ago, and I'm only now reading. Scott Parkin, the reason that he has retired was the clamp that holds the turbo. He's watching Matt Creed make a position here, possibly within class, down towards the hairpin. He's going past the Hayes BMW, so up another place goes Matt Creed. Just to finish off what I was telling you, Scott Parkin, the clamp that holds the turbo, came off that happened on the green flag lap, and it was a diff failure from Martin Gadsby, which caused the BMW compact to retire that was running briefly in second place during the first part of that race. So
Creed has got the fastest lap in Class C by 900 until now. Sam McKee sets the fastest lap in Class C, 149.6. So that means Creed needs to get to second rather than third to win the championship if Jez Banks wins this race, and he hasn't. He has got past Jonathan Hayes, so Creed is 4th now, but 3.5 seconds behind the next car. He's got 16 minutes to catch and might need to pass 2 cars yet, unless Jez Banks loses a place, and he currently leads the class by 2 seconds.
Okay, there is a lot going on here, a lot to keep our focus on, but you're doing very well, Josh. You're keeping on top of the points there.
And you have to do this all yourself, unlike last week, it all came up on the screen for you.
So there is the 221 car, so the 22 car, which is that of it is the 221, isn't it? Paul Browse. That was the car going slowly at one point. That's just made a move back on Giles Kirk. I think Kirk got ahead now. That's swapped around again. There is the right. Okay, we just look at that battle coming through now, aren't we?
Which includes the Class B leader, doesn't it? Johnny Monday. And it's side by side, nearly second in class, which includes Mark Burton, who is a championship contender, remember? So,
that's with Liam Crilly, isn't it? Is the other car that battle, the BMW.
I just wonder if Burton got to the front, whether he can then become a contender too, possible at this stage. But at the moment he's 3rd, isn't he, in class? And Mark Burton's made very good progress. But yeah, that's on the Browse issue, isn't it? That car was going so slowly 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, but it's running strongly in 6th position somehow.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how, but I suppose it made it back to the pits, didn't it? It managed to sort perhaps whatever the issue was and get back out again.
Perhaps it did it on the track and caught everyone as well.
Yeah.
They didn't lose any place. So there's Johnny Monday leading Class B. And Class B has only seen one double winner, hasn't it? Mark Burton, Johnny Monday's yet to win, so it could be yet another winner. There must be so many different winners this year in Roadsports.
Well, it's been so competitive, hasn't it? Huge entries all the way through the season. The championship status has really worked very well. It's been a very popular championship. It's growing. I'm sure it will continue to grow next season as well. There's some interesting calendar entries lined up, so we'll see how that pans out.
14 different winners so far. Parkin hasn't won yet. Monday hasn't won yet. So it's there's a good chance we could get 2 more. Now, what were we saying about the Browse car?
It's slowing again, isn't it? Because through has gone Johnny Monday now in the 421 car, which is leading Class B at the moment.
Was it just a mistake at the hairpin? The car seems to be back up to speed now. But Johnny Monday's going well here, isn't he? I'm not sure how much we've seen of him this year. But, he's done a few races, hasn't he? He's had a 2nd and a 3rd in class, but not the win in that. I believe it's still a supercharged car, and it has been in the past. Simerson is 8th now, and behind them, Mark Burton's just past Liam Crilly for 2nd in class.
Yeah.
Blenco's coming as well, so both Simerson and Blenco have made great progress here.
Yeah, Simerson made 3 places on that lap, Blenco just the 1 place, but between them there's only a couple of seconds or so really between those 2 cars.
And for Blenco, he's trying to win a class championship in all of this, isn't he? He's the only one now. I don't think Henderson got back out, did he? So that's out of it. Gadsby retired early, so he's out of it. I don't think Wayne Lawson got in, he was a reserve. So it's down to just Alan Blenco now to stop Scott Parkin from winning the class championship.
Yes.
He needs to get to 5th to do it, I reckon.
And he's currently in 8th place within the class. To get to 5th, he does need to find about 12 seconds, I think. That's a tall order with only 12 minutes or so of the race left to go.
Matt Creed sets the fastest lap in Class C by half a tenth. That could be an important bonus point. 1:49.614. So that means he only needs to get back to third.
Oh, and was that a lock? Was that looks like a bigger problem, doesn't it, for our Class D leader? Yes, broken front wheel on the Class D front-running car. Matt Adcock now aboard that car. Whether there's been some contact there that has caused that damage, or whether there's just been a failure, but this is bad news for the Class D championship leader.
He had been catching Chris Fantana for the Class lead, but no points out of this race then for the Class D, and at the moment coming into this race the championship leading car, Matt Adcock. So the drama of this race just keeps on giving.
The good news is I don't think they can be caught for the Class D championship, can they? So they'd already won that, so that is at least something, and maybe big squeeze your tail to F1 survives, but maybe the overall championship was just going to evade them anyway. So okay, disappointing way to finish the season, but nevertheless a good, strong year.
There's Ryan Parker, he leads by 10 seconds, so it's all going at this point very nicely.
Just ahead of Pip Hammond out there in the Nova, who was in the commentary box for the last Roadsports event.
Did a very good job, and I suspect doing a better job in the car than we might be able to
yes,
manage.
Absolutely. I don't think we should do a job swap. That would go well.
So the Class C cars are about to come across the line. Don't look at the sticker on the side of the car.
What sticker?
I don't know, I couldn't see it. So Class C cars across the line. Jez Banks leads by 2 seconds from Simon Baker. He's 1.6 ahead of Sam McKee, who's now only 1.1 ahead of Matt Creed, because Creed was a second quicker on the last lap. He just set another fastest lap in the class, so if we can see car 1, 2, 3 Matt Creed, championship deciding moments might be coming up shortly. So Matt Creed catching Sam McKee at the moment, and third, I'll get you to check to see him, because I think they'll be equal on points, he and Banks, but they've won more, Creed has won more races.
Okay, well I'll do that in a minute.
Just to make sure what I put in.
Next time I hand back to you, let's do that. At the minute we're watching Ryan Parkin leading this race by now 11 seconds from Darren Goes. So he's number 6 the leader, 222 Darren Goes is second, 24 Chris Freeman is third, 211 Giles Kirk is in fourth place. No, those two have swapped around. 188 Joe Williams is fourth, Giles Kirk 211 is fifth, Paul Simon is up to sixth, Alan Blanco is up to seventh now. What did we see? He needed to get to fifth, did we say?
How many things to remember? Yes, fifth would equal him with Parkin, and he's one more race.
He's only 3 seconds behind Giles Kirk now, who is in fifth place, so that's possible now. It didn't seem possible 3 minutes ago, but now it does.
Passing Simerson might be challenging, so really it's Kirk and Williams he needs to pass, but Williams is only over second up the road, so that is on. And Alan Blanco started racing this M50 motor company 26 years ago, when he finished fourth in a championship, so could he 26 years later be a champion? Not an overall one, but a class championship, which really is all you can really do. Winning the overall championship relies on others quite a lot.
That's Jordan Newington in the shot, just going in for his pit stop penalty, 30 seconds stop.
Here we go, Matt Creed's drawing up alongside Sam McKee for third position in Class C, and he's being urged on by the team. So there's Banks leading it, second position is Baker, third is McKee, and that's where Matt Creed needs to get, and he dives up the inside into Redgate corner. They're side by side as they go out of short. There's a car that's pulled off the road as well, which is another Ginetta. That's John Dundee, but further up the road, heading through Hollywood, you had Sam McKee just about fending off Matt Creed, who needs to get past him to win the Tagiwa Roadsports Championship.
Yeah, that put them level on points, I think. Is that what you thought as well?
And they've won more races.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
or has he? No, because he's won 3, and if Banks wins it, he'll win 3, won't he?
So we go to second places, I think.
Yeah, let me look. Neither of them have had a second, they've both had a third.
Yeah.
So we go to. Let's get the big spreadsheet out.
Okay, yes, it's.
I forgot about the.
Let's just hope something decisive happens to stop them being level on points here. 8.5 minutes to go in this race, and it is Ryan Parkin leading by now 12 seconds.
So more fourth place finishes for Jez Banks could win this championship. So therefore Creed needs second, doesn't he? Not third. So we go back on that point, I think. So second Matt Creed needs, regardless of fastest lap.
Yeah, and how far away is he from that at the moment? He is about 2 seconds
And
or so.
for the Class A Championship, news is good for Alan Blenko because the car ahead of him, Giles Kirk's been given the black. Oh no, not 2, no, wrong number. 221 rather than 211. 221 black flags. Apologies. So that's Paul Browse.
Yes, that's the car that's got to serve a long stop and go. The 211. Kirk does have to serve.
Oh yes, it's a
stop
different
and go
colour.
penalty. Yeah. Big one. So he's going to be out of position. There is McKee and Creed side by side as they go through Redgate Corner. They're still side by side as they head through Hollywood and down towards the crater curves. I can see from our commentary box window they are still absolutely wheel to wheel. Here they are, Josh.
Yeah, and they're catching the car ahead, which is the important one, it seems, for Matt Creed. So we thought third might be enough. It may not be now, though. And Sam McKee's not going to let him have this third position easily. Seems like if you're newly married, it doesn't slow you down very much. Big slide for Sam McKee as he come out the corner across the line. Alan Blenko's up to fourth. So the Class A Championship looks like it might be going the way of Alan Blenko. The overall championship is still up for grabs. We have to take a big deep breath and we're heading down to Matt Saplin, then we'll bring you news of how the championship's going.
Down here in the pit lane with the Adcox, unfortunately some dramas with your cars, guys. Matt, you were in the car at the time, just talk us through what happened.
Yeah, so I was chasing Chris, knowing that, you know, we really needed a win if we wanted to stay in contention for the overall. And I saw I had an opportunity to get a good run onto the back straight on him, but as I hit the inside curb, there was just a bit of a bang, and then you realise quite quickly that something was wrong, and yeah, the shock absorbers failed. I was driving on the inside of a tyre, so unfortunate it was one of them. Unfortunate it happens while we're here trying to win the championship, but could have happened to anyone. So
such a shame. You're doing so well this year in terms of Class D, and Phil, just a quick word with you as well. I think the overall championship is done, but I think you still might be in contention for Class D.
We've won Class D. We know that for definite. We're hoping we'll still be in the top 3 of the main championship. But I'm smiling. I know he's a bit raw at the moment, but it's our first DNF for a hell of a long time. Yeah, and it happens. And it's been such a great championship. We're really happy that actually we're now finishing Class D champions. Come back next year and have a go at the overall championship.
Good stuff. And Matt, for you as well, not the way you wanted to end the season, but overall the season has been a good one.
yeah, absolutely. I think what 750 have done, making Roadsports a championship this year, has really resonated with everybody up and down the paddock. So hopefully we'll get a lot more entries next year, and it will be just as good as this year.
Matt, Phil, sorry about the bad luck to end the season, but good luck for next season. Cheers, guys. There we go, the Adcock sound with that drama, but more great racing on track, guys.
It certainly is, and we saw on the inset there while we were hearing from those drivers that the battle was still going on between Matt Creed and Sam McKee. But I think it's now Matt Creed ahead, isn't it? Up into third place within that class and chasing after Baker, but he's nearly 3 seconds behind at the start of this lap.
Yeah, we think he needs second now, don't we? So going back on what I thought earlier. Or Banks to not win it. He is being caught by Simon Baker. There's 1.1 seconds between them. Creed is catching massively quickly. Just got a shot of them through Coppice. And here they are then. So Banks in the Janessa leads at 7. 11 is Baker. That is not 3 seconds back to Matt Creed now, though. So the championship is still on. It's not won yet. There's 4.5 minutes to go. Matt Creed needs another place. And at the moment, if it stays as it is, because Jez Banks has had more fourth place finishes, that's how they win the championship. That's pretty extraordinary if that goes for that.
It seems that that's how it's all going to be decided, subject to official confirmation. But yeah, there he's flashing his lights as well as he was heading down towards the Melbourne hairpin there, Matt Creed. Now, how much longer is he going to have in this race? Maybe 3 more laps, something like that. It just depends exactly where Ryan Parkin is. Who's just ahead of him, isn't he? So he's going to have 3 laps to go now, isn't he? I think Ryan Parkin. So these will have 3 laps to go as well in this Roadsports race. So that's going to make it a 23-lap race, I reckon.
Baker caught Banks by 2 tenths, but a second and a half quicker than them was Matt Creed. So this is a real drive of a champion, should he get there, Matt Creed. He's been, 10th on the restart, became 8th, I think, as 2 cars pitted, and he's worked his way up into 3rd place, and he's catching rapidly the 2 cars ahead. But out of anybody, I feel like Simon Baker might not be the one to make it his life easy to find a way through.
I mean, it's looking like all of the other 3 classes are sorted now, doesn't it? I think Alan Blenko to win Class A, Mark Burton probably going to win Class B if he finishes, and Class D, as we heard already, had been won by the Adcots before this weekend. So it's just Class C that we need to see sorted out, and it is still very much up for grabs. There's Sam McKee in the 36 car. He's just going to have a lap put in by Dan Goes in the number 222 Audi car. He's just going to go past him, and who we're catching the battle amongst the first three then in the Class C, and with many moments.
That last lap, Matt Creed went 1.6 seconds under his own lap record from last year.
Wow.
So that is how much he's pushing on to try and win this championship.
We're pretty much going to get 3 for the lead, aren't we, in Class C by the end of this?
And it's that total started at Croft, wasn't it? All those months ago, there was a really close battle for the class honours at Croft, and sort of a good budget class as well, isn't it? Class C with these types of cars. What a great way to get into this championship and seemingly become a champion.
Yeah, they're seemingly, a lot of people spending not a huge amount of money. It's interesting because often you find the more competitive class, and Class C has been very competitive. Oh, Darren goes, you could be trying to make your mark on the championship there by diving the inside of a championship contender. That worked out, fortunately. But yeah, sometimes the most competitive class doesn't give you an overall champion, but it might do here, which is really interesting.
Some of the reason because all 4 classes have been so competitive.
Yeah.
Alan Blenco's just set a new lap record, by the way, 1 minute 39.5. Oh, and Baker's sideways. This is going to change the championship because the second place car's off the road, and Matt Creed has gone through, and that is where he needs to get to, second in Class C.
Now, does he know that though, or is he still going to be pushing to try and catch Jez Banks in the number 7 Ginetta that's running in 12th place overall? Does he think he might still need to get ahead of that car and be pushing a little bit too hard?
What could change it if Jez Banks gets the fastest lap, because that will put them back equal. So it's not over yet, but Jez Banks hasn't really got close to that Matt Creed lap time. He did a PB last time, but needs to find another second, which would be difficult, you'd imagine. Yeah,
he's really got to pull something from his sleeve there, has he, to try and stand a chance of getting the fastest lap, you would think. Creed has got his lights on again. That's cheeky, is it? Flashing your championship rivals. Hey, get out the way. Come on. He's going to be passed now by the Freeman car, that is, isn't it? That's in 3rd place overall. It's a big result for Chris Freeman in his first time in that car, in the Cupra, drive from Loughborough, just down the road. And also in there is Blanco as well. So Blanco also now getting around the 2 Class C leads. So Blanco could be up for the podium here overall as well.
Yeah, at this point, the drivers on the podium haven't been on the podium all year, I don't think. Parkin, Goes and Freeman, but Alan Blanco could change that on the final lap of the race. Matt Creed would like to win this race by winning the class. He locks up going into the hairpin. They're about to pass the Class D leader, Chris Fantana. 1 lap to go then of this absolutely dramatic season decider.
And there's the change for 3rd overall. Blanco trying to go around the outside of Freeman, the 2 Cupras together, but they've not done it. And Creed is now right with Jez Banks for the Class C lead as well as they head into Redgate and Hollywood. The 3rd place battle still side by side ahead of them. There's the overall leader, Ryan Parkin, who's about 20 seconds up the road of that battle.
How can such a dramatic race be won by somebody that's had such an undramatic 45 minutes seemingly?
Everyone else has been having the dramas, I think, is the answer to that question, and Ryan Parkin as well. And now that's the 4-2-1.
The Class B leader.
Class B leader, Johnny Monday, is pulling off.
Oh, that means Mark Burton's going to win Class B.
Yeah.
That won't bring him in, will it?
You'd better check the maths, but that car's now pulled off at the end of the week. Croft Straight, you check the maths, I'll watch the screens, because we've got Matt Creed, number 1, 2, 3, right with Jez Banks as they climb out of McLean's up towards Coppice Corner for the final time in this race. The clock has counted down to 0. Ryan Parker already on his way through the S's, and a little bit further round the lap.
Burton's 3 points out of it.
Okay, so even that retirement doesn't change the overall situation. There's Blanco. He might even get second here. He's not too far behind Aaron Goers here. Ryan Parkin a little bit further up the road and already heading towards the checkered flag. There it is. So Ryan Parkin wins for the first and only time this season in the Tagiwa Roadsports Championship. It's side by side for the Class C lead as they went into the Melbourne hairpin for the final time. It's still Jez Banks just ahead, but it's going to be the car that's in second place here. I think Matt Creed that is just about going to do enough for the title, although he's going to try and get the win. Locks up going into Goddard's for the final time. Can he get the place on the switchback coming out of the final corner? Up to the line they go. It is just going to be Jez Banks that holds on to take Class C win on the road from Matt Creed. But for the championship, Josh?
By a point, I think. You have checked this in.
I'm going to check again now.
I think by a point, Creed has done it. In such dramatic circumstances, really.
Yeah, he got the fastest lap as well, didn't he? So I think it's actually 2 points. I think he's doing.
Oh yeah, might not.
So yeah, I think so. He'll go on to 68 points, Matt Creed, and Jez Banks 66. 11th, then our Class C top three, 12th, 13th and 14th. 7 Jez Banks, 1, 2, 3 Matt Creed, and 11, which was the car of Simon Baker. 15th, Sam McKee and Samuel Wasoul, who started the race. 16th, Sammy Bowler. 17th, 172, which was Chris Heathcote. 18th, number 93, Jonathan Hayes. 19th, number 69, which was the car of Jordan Newington. And rounding out the top 20 was Gavin Johnson and Ewan Lintz in their Honda. And then you can see the rest of the drivers outside the top 20 on screen, and there's probably at least one more screen to go. Such is the size of the entry in the Tequila Roadsports Championship as well, Josh.
That must be one of the most dramatic championship conclusions we've had, not just at 750 Club events, but I think in British Motorsport. That was because of all the class situations. It was not the easiest thing to follow, with lots of stuff happening, with a jumbled order because of the safety car and pit stops. But Matt Creed, who you have to say perhaps deserves it, because he came past so many cars to get there, didn't he? Setting new lap records, going faster than he'd ever gone in that car before, and has had those 3 class victories over the season. And to chat to all our winners down in pit lane is Matt Sutton.
And let's bring in Matt Creed as well. He's our overall champion this year in the Tequila Roadsports Series. Matt, how does that feel? You got a nice round of applause from the team behind you. You look pretty happy with that.
I'm over the moon. I feel like I'm going to cry. It was a really good race, 25-second time penalty as well. So to get back to second, over the moon, feel ecstatic. Yeah.
There was definitely determination there. We saw you exit the pit lane with screecher tyres, and a great fight you had as well with Jez.
Yeah, brilliant fight with Jez. We've been fighting all year as well. So I was close on the gap as the last few laps, and nearly got him at the start and finish straight on the last lap. But second will do. But class overall champion, that's what I was really going for. So over the moon with that.
All the hard work this year has paid off. Anyone you want to thank along the way?
Do you know what? It's my friends, my family, my wife, Ryan, Hayley, my son, Tom and Teddy coming along, and all my mates. So there's a bunch of mates. There's 5 of us in a car with cars, and just come here to have fun and to win overall champion. It's brilliant.
Matt, well done. You can go and celebrate now in style.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Cheers, guys.
There we go. Raw emotions there, which is always great to see in terms of a man wrapping up a championship. So well done to Matt Creed and all the team who fought hard through that race to give us an epic Tequila Roadsports Series to end 2025. We cannot wait now to see what next year delivers.